Welcome to the Into the Dreamscape boss guide. If you haven't seen the challenger toon guide and the starter toon guide, I'd back out of this video and go watch them, but this is the boss guide. Bosses cannot heal and are stuck at 5 HP with one exception, meaning that they're great utility tools for your team, but you shouldn't make your entire team this. They can be revived, but they'll be set at 2 HP upon revival. If you don't want to watch the other two videos, Into the Dreamscape is an action roguelike full of bosses, nightmares with 2 to 5 abilities, over 50 floor events, fishing, cooking, crafting, multiple types of machines, revival mechanics, and more. Without further ado, let's get into these bosses. Mojav was born alongside Rattle. Unfortunately, cobras are a superstition for evil in the Badlands. Thus, Mojav was thrown out of the desert, dragged deeper and deeper by 2 patrolling puncher bots, desperately trying to get back into town, but to no avail. She was buried by the desert. She crawled into a cave, ate scorpions to survive, stalked out the town for other thrown-out snakes to nurture and care for them, until her army was ready to storm. She stormed the town, killing millions. Rattle in the first war had the chance to kill her, but she didn't. That proved to be the biggest mistakes of all time. 7 wars happened since. In the last war, Mojav left Rattle fatally wounded. She left victoriously, but was taken out by a puncho bot. Mojav's first ability allows her to fire 3 bullets in quick fashion. Each of these bullets push back a nightmare and daze them for a very short duration. This ability has a quick cooldown and great range, making it easy to snipe nightmares from far away in a pinch. Mojav's second ability allows her to hop onto a nearby nightmare, controlling it for a total of 5 seconds, before jumping off and stunning it for 2. This allows her to save toons in the chase or bring a threatening nightmare away from a vital area. Mojav's third ability allows her to see any and all nightmares through obstacles and walls. They will pulse red in a short radius around her if they get too close. Mojav's quirk allows her to fill empty bottles and cans using her second ability with Venom. When thrown, gives nightmares the Venom status effect that prevents some nightmare abilities from occurring. Mojav's ultimate allows her to set her gun cooldown to 1 second for 60 seconds, making it a rapid-fire tool she can whip out whenever she wants. Perfect is the leader of the perfectly unstoppable Radiant for Alluring Chipped Shred setting, Perfect for short. She was the president of Earth, which was in critical danger from space invaders trying to take over the planet. She kept upgrading her body. New legs, new hands, new arms, new head, new brain? She replaced so much that she wasn't even her anymore. She still wasn't good enough. In fact, no one was good enough. She needed to fix everyone, thus creating Perfect, an unstoppable leader who forced their people to be perfect under any circumstances, forcefully inserting dopamine chips to keep them happy and constantly obeying her. When she attempted to replace the last part of herself, she was suddenly taken into the Dreamscape where we find her today. Perfect has 5 stars in all stats. Sounds like the perfect toon, right? Well, this comes with a downside. When she fell into the Dreamscape, she kind of fell from a little high up. Periodically, this toon gets errors, setting a random stat to 1 star. She can open her maintenance panel to fix this stat, but this can take up to 10 seconds and leaves you vulnerable to nightmares. Perfect's secondary ability allows her to force an error in a certain stat before the error even happens. This may not sound helpful at first, but this also refreshes the time it takes for another error to happen. Meaning if you're in a chase, you can force an error in skill check, so your error doesn't force it into speed during that moment. Perfect's quirk allows her to get a small chance of automatically clearing an error the longer it's occurring for, and her ultimate cures all errors for the rest of that floor. Her third ability allows her to do a very quick dash to nearby machines or toons. Boar King was one of the few people in the Dreamscape who entered willingly. After losing his kingdom and his wife, he captured a time-controlling bunny rabbit who could help bring back his glory days. However, this didn't work. His demands and expectations led that poor bunny to turn into an evil monster. Boar King and his guards attempted to take her down, but with their age so young they turned into bone. Boar King smothered her in more guards and slowly retreated. He opened a portal in the ruins, being tugged by her daughter to stop. He said he'd avenge her and her mother, their people, told her to be good while she was gone, and left. Boar King's first ability allows him to summon 7 guards to attack nearby nightmares. These guards have 1 HP and run towards the nearest nightmare. They don't actually deal any damage, but these nightmares will always attack these guards, allowing you to exploit their hit stun while you get away. However, the second time you use this ability, it'll only summon 1 guard. This refreshes every floor, however. Boar King's second ability allows him to reroll a floor event. If you get something nasty and gross, he can call a council. This notification tells you the odds of the reward floor event being bad or good, and toons can hit yes or no if they want that floor event rerolled. Borking's last ability allows him to slowly gain more speed as he moves. Borking only has 1-star speed, but this goes faster the longer he's moving for, capping at 5 stars. Borking's quirk allows him to gain some speed stars back in a chase, and Borking's ultimate allows him to reroll every floor event into a positive one on that floor. Lady Business is the president of Valor, helping your city with AI robots. These help with security, fast food, business, and everything in between. She helps and benefits tens of thousands of citizens each day. Her public image is as strong as it can be, but beneath all that bravado lies a deep, cold, corrupt government. She lets criminal gangs slide if it keeps her city's employment rate high, kills anyone who doesn't vote for her when they're alone, and God forbid if there's any witnesses, she'll kill them too. Anything to keep her public image intact. Chance was one of these people, instructed to kill this family for witnessing one of these moments, decked out with a super suit from previous similar ventures. He finally had enough, running away and stealing her precious suit. Through that day, Lady Business frames Chance any second she gets. If she lets a criminal gang slide and Chance kills that gang for it, she frames them as the bad guys. They are ridiculed everywhere they go. She just hopes this is enough to keep her citizens from realizing the truth. One day, she got a note from Chance. She ran towards the spot to finally deal with these guys' antics. She saw her old co-workers, Chance, Annie, and Otto. Why is everyone here? But before she could even think, she was swallowed whole by a giant red laser, waking up in the dreamscape, where you'll find her today. Lady Business has a very unique playstyle. She has 1 to 3 robots she can control. Square Goon, a goon with very high extraction stats. Circle Goon, a goon with very high skill check stats, who is good at squashing those skill check machines. And lastly, a Triangle Goon, who has a very high speed stat. You can use your first ability to swap between these goons, and each goon has 2 HP and can heal, the only boss that breaks the 5 HP rule. When that goon dies, it drops a chip, and you can use that chip how you use any other revival school. Her second ability is Utility. Each one of these goons comes with an ability upon swapping into them. Square Goon can do a forward punch that will punch a nightmare towards the nearest wall, which does work on bosses. Triangle Goon can shoot 3 missiles near the closest sniper, which dazes him for 1 second. And Square Goon can throw themselves at a nightmare and stun them for 2 seconds, then switch to either Square Goon or Triangle Goon, which prioritizes Triangle Goon, kind of like a U-turn. Her third ability makes it so if goons are out for too long, they will wear down, nerfing their stats for the longer they are out. To counteract this, simply switch out of the goon and let that goon rest for a little while. Her quirk is that she can self-destruct any of these goons at any time. Similar to Puncherbot, she can sacrifice herself for a 120 stun on any nearby nightmare. And her ultimate allows her to walk out of the robot she's currently in and explore the area. She has a little zapper ability that stuns any nightmare for 5 seconds with a cooldown of 2 seconds. She's just taking a stroll around. After 20 seconds, she will return back to her suit automatically. Chance is the leader of the Vigilantes. He's the hard hitter, going after anyone Lady Business lets go, often through violent means. He won't hesitate to kill anyone who she lets slip under the radar. Criminal gangs, murderers, anything the justice system purposefully misses on their radar. With his girlfriend Annie and his best friend Otto, they take down these people and make sure they never hurt anyone again. Lady Business hates this. She has all her robots looking for them, yet they always manage to stay 1 step ahead. He raced out of sight from a note from her. They already had all sorts of booby traps set. Just when they led her in the right place, he was consumed by a giant red laser, where we find her today. Chance's signature ability allows him to flip a coin. This has an extremely short cooldown and is very spammable. This coin gives him a random speed boost or a random slowness effect, so careful spamming. This ability also has a rare chance of providing a 400 boost in skill check or extraction speed. Chance's secondary ability allows him to gain a 1% speed boost for every 0.2 seconds he stays in a straight line, allowing him to zip past in those big open maps. And finally, his super suit maxes out all of his stats to 5 stars for a short duration, and gives him a shield bubble, allowing you to take a hit when you're using an ability, although when you transform back into a normal Chance, you will lose the shield bubble. Chance's quirk allows him to transform his coin into a golden coin for every mission completed, and this coin will allow you to do a short dash on top of its original effect, and Chance's ultimate allows him to stay in his super suit for the whole duration of the floor. Roddy is very clever. After Borking willingly entered the dreamscape, she was alone, crushed, her only family gone. She smashed rats, animals, and anything nearby to survive, but fell into a state of loneliness in the empty, echoing Vale Forest, desperately trying to revive her mother so she could have someone to talk to, thus learning in necromancy. But she was still a rookie, and her state overwhelmed her, waking up in the dreamscape where she's found today. She's one of the few people who actually like it here, and she worries the day that she has to come back. Rodney's signature ability is Rattle Tattle. She casts a skeletal zombie from the ground that runs in a straight line. If this skeleton collides with a nightmare, Roddy will give the entire team information such as when the nightmares will use certain abilities, warnings, and bars to tell you when these abilities will occur, and more. Roddy's second ability allows her to cast a hand out of the ground. This hand can do a number of things, such as holding a nightmare in place for a short duration of time. She stays still during this, but can hold them for a maximum of 5 seconds. She can also use this on a machine to fully complete it, however extending the cooldown by additional 105 seconds on a cooldown that's already 85 seconds long. Roddy's quirk is very interesting. Due to this toon being part of the undead, if they are dead for longer than 2 floors, will automatically revive themselves with 1 HP and no items. This length will extend by 3 additional floors per death. Roddy's ultimate allows her to cast a large skeleton hand that holds all nightmares in place for 5 seconds, while tiny skeletons with magnifying glasses investigate the nightmares. All nightmares will be rattle-tattled.